Okay, hello everybody. Excuse me. Hello, and welcome. How is everybody today? Trying to clear my throat here. All gunked up this morning. I hate when this happens. Some mornings I just wake up and because I do suffer from chronic post-nasal drip, some mornings I just wake up and I'm like, bleh. And today was one of them. I'm still been trying to clear my throat ever since I woke up over an hour ago. Ugh. So hopefully it will clear up. Usually it does clear up over the course of the day. Over the course of my stream. Welcome everybody to my one gameplay stream for today. Only one stream today. Today is Wednesday, October 18th, 2017. Reason being that later today I have to go out and run my errands, do my grocery shopping, my usual weekly routine. And because of that, I will not have time to do a second stream today. So apologies for that, but it is what it is. That's life. Usually 1 to 2 times a week I can't do double streams. So, what is up everybody? I hope you're all enjoying my South Park playthrough. It's been quite a good, well, let me put it this way, quite a ridiculously over-the-top experience so far. You know, I've been playing it since Monday night when it released. At this point, I'm over, I think I'm like 7.5 hours into the game, roughly. Yeah, pretty ridiculous and over the top and zany what the South Park creators have thrown into this game. They're definitely pushing the envelope, let's put it that way. At the same time, it's quite a fun game, you know, it's really good. Combat has evolved. It's been made into more moving around grid style combat rather than just basic turn-based. And, you know, really enjoying the new additions and everything to the game. I got my subclass yesterday, Elementalist, and the story definitely picked up. Oh my goodness, excuse me. In regards to the craziness, the zaniness of it. I already talked about it on Twitter. I'm not going to go into detail about it here and spoil if you haven't seen it yet, but all the playthrough so far is live on my YouTube channel, DSPGaming already. You can watch it up to this point. You know, on demand, and I hope that you will. If you have missed out, you definitely got to get caught up. This is one of those games you really don't want to miss a part, because if you miss a part, you could definitely, you know, miss out on something crazy, over-the-top nuts, right? You never know what to expect with a game like this, because the game makers are so irreverent. They're not looking to be PC. They're not looking to conform to any norms of what's acceptable in a game and what's not. In fact, they purposely push it to the limit in that regard. So, yes, I am really loving South Park: The Fractured But Whole. I hope that you are enjoying the playthrough so far as well. Many people, you know, have been bringing up the fact that this is the kind of game that definitely lends itself to my commentary well, because of the way, number one, the way that I react to some of the ridiculously over-the-top stuff in the game, right? That's number one. But number two, seeing, apparently the face cam in this case has come in really handy. People are saying, see, my facial reactions to some of the ridiculous stuff in the game has been quite hilarious. And that's a good thing. You know, I'm glad that I'm now doing face cam, because when I played the original Stick of Truth, I was not. And so, for example, if you remember the hilarious moments in that playthrough, you didn't get to see my facial reaction. So, for example, last night, when the ginormous, overweight, grossly obese African-American stripper came out with her giant ass cheeks of instant death squishing doom, my facial reaction apparently was quite good. And right now on Twitter, you know, people have been posting it up and retweeting it and everything. Shout out to Kekken, who posted it up originally. I retweeted it about an hour ago. So, yeah, pretty crazy playthrough, and I've really been enjoying it, alright? So, today, about another 3.5 hours of gameplay of South Park: The Fractured But Whole here on live stream, okay? Tomorrow will be another 3.5 to 4 hours of South Park, but then tomorrow night, I will be doing a second stream, and finally I'll be returning to Shadow of War after a week away. It's been exactly 1 week that I've been away from Shadow of War. And to be honest, I think it worked. And the reason it worked is because, number one, I got to play Evil Within 2 and finish it within a relatively quick period of time, which is what people wanted. You know, they didn't want a lingering survival horror game crammed between 2 other games. You know, they wanted to see the resolution relatively quickly. And let's be honest, Shadow of War is a great game, but there are some who think that it's kind of boring to watch because of the grindy style combat, the fact that you do have to constantly amass armies in order to take over the areas rather than just focusing on the story, which is true. You know, it forces you to do this grind during the gameplay in order to take over territories, okay? I like it, but more than likely it's because I'm playing it. It very well may be one of those games that, yes, there's some fun stuff to watch, like, for example, when I was fighting the Balrog, alright? That was cool. But, you know, watching me run around, kill generic orcs and mind control orcs may not be the most fun thing, right? So, it's been on hold for a week. I'm finally coming back, alright? Finally coming back to it tomorrow night. And then what I'm going to be doing is splitting my time between South Park and Shadow of War, which makes sense and is perfect timing to do right now because there are no big new releases early on next week. It's actually not until later next week, on Friday, which is the 27th of October, that there's going to be ridiculous amounts of new releases. I'm talking Assassin's Creed Origins, Wolfenstein: The New Colossus, and Mario Odyssey all on the same freaking day. That's just out of control. That's over the top. I don't know why they all thought that it was a good idea to release their fucking games all on the same day. I mean, you gotta be an idiot. But that's what these game publishers do. I guess they don't really think. They're still in this old school mindset, folks. They still think that video games are only for little kids. And they still think that if they all release their games in the 4th quarter, or they cram them into the end of the year, that for some reason, they're going to get extra sales. I hate to tell them that hasn't been the case. If you haven't noticed, folks, if you look at some of the sales numbers of recent games that just came out later on in the year, they're not doing so well. And the reason being is probably because there's too many fucking games coming out at once, and not everyone can buy them all. Who can afford $200 to $300 of new games in 1 month? Nobody. Unless it's their job like me. How on earth do you afford that many games in 1 month? It's supposed to be, you know, entertainment, your disposable income. And sadly, what's happening is that people are having to pick and choose which games they play, and there are great AAA games that are worth playing that are going unnoticed or skipped because people just can't play them at launch because there's too many games in one short period of time. And this happens every single year, and now it's just getting worse. Now the game publishers are finally starting to complain about it, that, oh no, this giant AAA release that we invested millions of dollars in didn't sell. It's like, yeah, but you released it the same week as 4 other games, so why are you complaining? It's your own fucking fault, you know, that you don't recognize that the industry has changed, and that the industry is not just catering to children anymore, and that video games are now for adults. Let's face it, I mean, right now. Let's take a look, folks. Hold on a second here. Hold on a second. Let's take a look at the games that I have on my PlayStation 4 dashboard. South Park: The Fractured But Whole. Definitely not for kids, or at least kids shouldn't be allowed to play it. Mature rated. WWE 2K18. I guess it could be argued, yes, kids and adults would play that game. Evil Within 2. That's for adults. Kids should not be playing it. Shadow of War. Mature rated. That's for adults. Kids should not be playing it. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Yes, some kids might be playing it, but the competitive players are going to be more adult-oriented. So, again, a game more catered to adults. Destiny 2. Yeah, you might have some kids playing it, but also it's for co-op of adults to play, you know, in a party and such. Do you see my point? The majority of games that are big AAA releases that are being released right now, a lot of them are designed for adults. So why, in the gaming industry, they don't fucking understand that the culture of gaming has changed and that it's not just for kids to get Christmas presents anymore? I don't understand it. I really don't get it. It just doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? It's just so silly that the culture of gaming has evolved, the business of gaming has evolved, but the people in management roles in these companies, these publishers, still don't understand that releasing all their games in the last quarter of the year is a bad idea. that it doesn't work anymore. It's not 1995 where every game is trying to get bought for Christmas. I just don't understand it. Seriously, I just don't get it. How do you not recognize that your industry has changed and shifted to a more adult-oriented industry? I mean, the day that they realized that video games were more profitable than television, movies, and music combined, they should have realized that it was because adults were buying them, not kids. So, all that being said, folks, I don't know what they're thinking, but yeah, on the 27th of the month, there's going to be 3 games releasing on the same day. So, what my goal is to hopefully wrap up both South Park and Shadow of War before those games release. Because I'll be honest with everyone, if I don't, I get the feeling these games will be stuck, eternally in the black hole of unfinished projects. Because, right now I've got today, tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So I basically have 7 days to try to wrap up South Park, which I definitely think I'll do. And at least to get as far in Shadow of War as I can. Okay? I don't know, honestly, if I'm stuck in the end of Shadow of War and I don't beat it by the time those 3 new releases come out, I don't know if or when I'm even going to finish it. And I'm just being honest here because you got to realize there's other stuff going on too, right? I've got Spyro that I got to finish. That's going to be probably about 2 hours or less. I've now got WWE 2K18 that was donated to me, right? And then you're going to have 3 games coming out on the 27th. And then, by the way, in a week after those 3 games release, there's Call of Duty World War II. And then the week after that is Sonic Forces and Need for Speed Payback. And realistically, do I think I'm going to beat Assassin's Creed Origins, Wolfenstein, and Mario in 1 week? No, I don't. It's just not going to happen. And, it's going to be insane. There's so many games coming out in a short period of time this year. And they had so much opportunity, honestly, to release these games over the course of the year. The months of June, July, and August were almost dead. Like, there was really nothing going on for, like, at least a 2 to 3 month span where they could have easily released some of these games and probably gotten more attention because there wouldn't have been any other games to cannibalize the market. But they just don't learn. Okay. So, folks, all that being said, I'm very excited, obviously, to play all these games. However, I don't know if and when, I'll be able to finish them all up. I am going to be focusing more on South Park than Shadow of War because I like the game a lot. And I know that people are loving my playthrough and, following along every day. That's going to be my main focus, and we'll see how it goes, all right? As long as as long as I can beat South Park before the new games next week, I'll be good. And I get the feeling I will because it will be my featured stream pretty much every day except for Sunday. So, I'm really not too worried about that. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Now, folks, I have an announcement. Are you ready for positive news? Because I finally have all the details hashed out about Sunday's event. Okay? Big event. And I'm going to say this up front, folks, because I'm required to legally to say this up front, that the event coming up on Sunday, this special event, where I'm going to be doing a partnered stream with Twitch. I'm going to be featured at TwitchCon, the, convention that they hold once a year. And it's going to be in regards to promoting extensions with gameplay. All right. I have to tell you up front that this is an advertisement, meaning I'm getting paid for this event on Sunday. All right. Legally, I'm required to tell you that, because if I don't, and then I basically say great things about streaming with extensions, and I don't disclose that I'm getting paid for it, there's all kinds of legal problems there, all right? So there you go. Up front, I'm telling you that it's an advertisement on Sunday, so there's no issues. I don't want to pull a fucking PewDiePie and play games like Shadow of Mordor without telling you my entire playthrough is a paid advertisement and then get into trouble, okay? All right. So coming up this Sunday, ladies and gentlemen, here is the deal, because I have all the details now worked out, all right? From a time slot of around 2:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific time, my live stream will be featured at TwitchCon, all right? Now, I'm not 100% clear if it's going to be at the Twitch booth or if they're going to have it set up somewhere at the con. But I guess what they're trying to do is promote extensions with streaming, and they want to showcase what they can do. All right. So what they have provided to me is a game and an exclusive extension for that game, so that people who are watching my live stream at that period of time will be able to click on the stream, whether they're watching on PC or laptop, okay? And they'll be able to click on things on the overlay of the screen that this extension will provide as you watch the stream, and it'll directly affect the gameplay of the game. Okay? Pretty cool. And I'm excited to see how this works. Will it work? And by the way, I now have all the details hashed out of the game and how it's going to work, so I can tell you that right now. I'm going to be honest, don't get too excited. It's not like some big AAA release or whatever. In fact, I was actually told directly by Twitch, they were like, this event is not to actually even promote the game. It has nothing to do with the game. It's to promote the extensions that work with the game, because Twitch wants to show off the future of streaming, basically. They want to show that in the future, viewers will be able to interact with the gamer or the streamer, okay, in this method. All right. So, that being said, folks, the game will be a game that I have played before. All right. And this is going to be a unique and different way to interact with it, because when I played this game, honestly, most people complained because they said the previous way to interact with this game was basically destroying stream chat. Okay? So if you're not aware, it was earlier this year when I started doing these more interactive streams, and for one of these Twitch and Chill events, I was playing a game that was called Choice Chamber. If you remember, this was a side-scrolling action platformer where the viewers would basically spam in stream chat commands of things that they wanted to see. Did they want to see better weapons? Did they want to see the enemies get bigger or smaller? Did they want to see, you know, a big giant fireball come across the screen and save my ass? Or did they want to make the game more difficult for me? Okay. So now, if you remember, the problem with that game was that to interact with it, you had to spam the stream chat with commands, and literally the entire time I played that game, the entire stream chat was just spammed commands. No one could really have a discussion or even comment on what was going on during the gameplay, because the entire chat was spam, 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 spam. Okay? So apparently, what's happened is the designers of that game worked with Twitch to try to make a version of the game that would not promote spam, so people could still have intelligent conversation in the stream chat and enjoy it just like a normal gameplay stream. Okay? So, yes, what's going to happen this Sunday is I'm going to be playing this special edition of Choice Chamber, designed specifically to work with on-screen extensions. Okay? And I'm going to be doing it for about 3.5 hours, when people will be clicking on the stream to do these interactions. You know, give them the sword, give them the boomerang, give them the what was the other one? The bow and arrow. Make the enemies bigger, make the enemies smaller, do the pogo jump, do the super jump, do this, do that, you know, all those different things. And I will, like I said, I will be featured at TwitchCon. I don't know where. I don't know if it's going to be at the Twitch booth or whatever, but what I've been told is that basically there's 3 different groups of people who can interact. There's the common stream viewer, all right? So if you're watching either on a laptop or a desktop computer, you'll be able to click on the stream, all right? And that'll be your interaction. Sadly, these extensions do not work with mobile yet. They're just testing this on PC and laptops. They have not made it compatible with mobile devices yet, okay? So I just want to warn everyone, for those of you who are going to be watching on mobile devices such as tablets, phones, etc., TVs, you won't be able to click on the stream and interact in that method. However, for those of you who don't remember, Choice Chamber also has this function where people subscribe to my channel or resubscribe to my channel during the gameplay stream, that it actually gives me an actual, what do they call it? It's not a widget. It's like a little thing that shows up to help. Sometimes it'll shoot. Sometimes it'll give me like a power-up. I can't exactly remember what it's called in the game. But, yes, that is the deal, is that you can still interact. If you're watching the stream and you're watching on mobile, if you sub to the channel during the time period that I'm playing the game, you can still contribute, okay? A gizmo. Thank you, Derek. It's called a gizmo. That's what it's called, a sub gizmo. So everyone can get in on it, but mobile players sadly cannot use the extension that we're testing on Sunday because it's not compatible with mobile yet, all right? Now, for those of you that are here that are mods, I see Deep Craze, I see Be I'm sure we'll have a few other mods here over the next few days. What I need to ask you guys is if you could please make it on Sunday, if you at all can. It's not required, it's not mandatory, but I would like moderators to be here because undoubtedly what's going to happen is people are going to show up and not know what's going on, and or, people will show up to troll and do stupid shit. And you can't control that, and by the way, I don't think that, I'm not going to have the stream chat on screen during this stream, so it doesn't really matter what happens in stream chat, but there will be people asking, gee, how do I participate, and how does this work, or whatever, and to have mods who are here who can explain to everyone what's going on during the 3.5 hours would be beneficial, I think, okay? So yeah, if the mods could show up on Sunday, it would be very much appreciated, okay? Gino, if you could please relax. He says, oh, Phil won't even mention me. Dude, I didn't even see you. I didn't see that you were in the stream chat. Relax. I also didn't mention Popsicolo, who I just saw in the stream chat, who is here. So all of you who are mods who could please show up on Sunday, if you can, between 2:30 to 6 p.m. Pacific time, it would be greatly appreciated so that we can basically have everything under control during this period of time. All right? Fair enough? Sound good? All right. So yeah, that's how it's going to work. Now, also, there's a third group of people, because there's a first group of people watching that'll be able to interact will be people who are watching on PC and laptop. All right. The second group of people who will be able to interact is anyone who subs. There's actually going to be a third group of people actually physically at TwitchCon. And there's people who were actually, I believe they were investors in the game of Choice Chamber, who are actually going to be able to have special privileges. So they're going to have commands in the game that the normal viewer won't have. So they're going to be able to maybe do like even bigger enemies, or maybe give me even better weapons. I don't know. I don't know how that works. Like I said, this is a special version of Choice Chamber designed specifically for this event and this extension. Okay. So so I don't know what's new or what's, what's going to be different about this version of Choice Chamber. We're going to be seeing this together firsthand on Sunday. All right. So we'll see what happens this coming Sunday. I'm excited, and I want to see what happens. And, obviously I want to make this a fun event for everybody. I really liked Choice Chamber when I played it earlier this year. And honestly, I was like, I was playing it, and I got to a certain point where it was getting really tough. And this will be a different spin on it. Something, maybe we'll see different, power-ups and different abilities and things during this game. All right. So this is good. This is good for multiple reasons. Number one, obviously, as I mentioned, I'm getting paid to promote this. That's number one. And that's going to help me out. Duh. Number two, because this will hopefully give me some extra exposure. People at TwitchCon who are watching, maybe they'll see my streams for the first time. Maybe they'll check out future streams. Who knows? I am, I believe, one of 8 people who've been selected for this event who are going to be doing it over the course of the weekend at TwitchCon. So it's pretty cool that I got this, I definitely am, excited to be getting this opportunity. And if it goes well, hopefully, Twitch would maybe consider me for the future events as well. That's why I'm asking, anyone who can show up on Sunday to make it a great event, I'd appreciate it. Okay? Sound good? So that's the event, ladies and gents. That is the event. Hope to see you on Sunday for that event. I'll be mentioning it every day, so people are aware of what it is, and hopefully it will go down well this coming Sunday. All right? Cool. All right, everyone. Well, I want to get to South Park, so I'm not going to go into detail about plugs. I'm going to very quickly mention my Patreon at patreon.com/DarkSidePhil. This month's monthly goal is a PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds Marathon that will take place in late November or early December if I hit the funding goal, but I'm still over $200 away from the goal. And quite honestly, I haven't gotten any new pledges at all in like the past 2 weeks. So I sure hope that some people are holding out or whatever, because right now it's pretty stagnant. And I definitely want to play PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. This is a game people have asked me to play for 3 months, which is why I set it up as the event. All right. So please consider pledging. If you haven't, you have until the end of the month to do so and make that happen. Obviously, we also have my Teespring, where you can buy shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, mugs, stickers, and all kinds of merch with awesome logos. All right. all fan-made stuff. I hope you'll check that out as well. And, obviously, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching my live stream today, and you are enjoying it and having fun, you're liking the South Park playthrough, and you're liking my daily live streams every day, feel free to cheer, sub, or tip. And if you do, during the stream, I will give you a verbal shout-out. In fact, I will give shout-outs in just a moment to the few people here who did cheer on pre-stream. All right? Now, if you cheer 50 bits or more, if you sub to the channel and click the share button, or if you tip me $2 or more, I will actually give you a on-screen pop-up notification. So you get both visual and verbal recognition for your contributions during today's stream, folks. And I'm very appreciative of that, okay? All right, let's do shout-outs. Let's get to gameplay. So, let's see here. First of all, shout-out to Boz2161, who again did some overnight cheering. I'm very appreciative of that, Boz. Thank you for the overnight support. When I'm not even here, you're cheering. That's pretty awesome. Shout-out to Deep Craze, who resubscribed to the channel for the 11th month in a row. Thank you, Deep Craze. Appreciate that. Thank you to YOLO Dopper, who did a 10-bit cheer. Says, are the meal replacement drinks better than eating actual food? I don't even know what you're talking about. What meal replacement drinks? I'm not sure what you mean. I am aware that meal replacement drinks exist because years and years and years ago, I'm talking like 7 years ago, I used to drink some of them. Okay. And really what they are, they're for weight loss. They're if you're going on a diet and you want to reduce your calorie intake during the day, you could get a meal replacement drink that basically is a bunch of nutrients, vitamins, minerals, things that your body needs, all in like a little shot that you can take in the morning to replace, say, your breakfast. Are they better for you? Probably not, you know. They're probably not, you know, as good as eating natural foods. But I think what they're for is for people who don't have time to go buy all the ingredients to make a healthy meal or whatever. It's just something to put nutrients into your body without eating. That's what I think. I mean, I don't know. I'm not an expert on health. Shout out to Captain Caveman, who did a 25-bit cheer. He says, flips a coin into the hat. Thank you, Captain Caveman, for the cheer. Or Knight did a 10-bit cheer. He says, Phil, have you ever considered writing a documentary? A documentary about my life. I don't know. Would anyone care? See, I'm one of these people, honestly, who I feel that these YouTubers who write books and shit are so fucking over-pretentious and think that they're so goddamn over-important when in reality they're nothing. You know, I'm someone who I realize that my entirety of my existence on the internet, with YouTube and everything, okay, is kind of a fluke. It's something that just happened out of nowhere. I was in the right place at the right time, okay? I was doing something different from the way that everyone else was doing it, so I was individualized above everyone else who was doing Let's Plays on YouTube. I was doing this raw gameplay, funny commentary, make fun of the game, don't take it seriously kind of a deal, while other people were like hyper-focused on making very high-level walkthroughs and shit at the time. The biggest gameplay videos on YouTube, when I started making gameplay videos on YouTube, were like first-person shooter videos on how to be good at the game. That's what the biggest thing was. And I kind of blew that up with other games. I was like, no, you don't have to be good at the game here, just have fun. And that's kind of where the whole Let's Play craze kind of exploded from, as people saw me and a bunch of other people. It wasn't just me, but I was definitely one of the first people to be notable doing it on YouTube. People looked and said, wow, I don't have to be a top-level fucking player to make videos that are entertaining and that people will watch. I want to do that too. And people over the years were inspired by people like me to make videos like that. You know, I've been directly told by people like SSOHPKC and others in the creatures that I inspired them to start making videos to begin with. And that's really cool to know that. To know that I inspired generations of gamers to then go and make their own content on YouTube. But do I think I'm important enough to have a fucking documentary or a book made about me? Probably not. Even though, let's be honest here, with all the shit that I've gone through in my life, you know, the ridiculous drama that literally I don't feed into but happens anyway around me, pretty ridiculous, right? Just think about all the shit that's happened to me since I started on YouTube, right? All the attention I've gotten, all the negative attention I've gotten, you know, the things that I was able to help with, the things that sadly were horrible things that happened to me, you know, friends and relationships and all kinds of shit that have happened and ended, and it would be the most dramatic fucking documentary ever. Seriously. Seriously. It would be absolutely ridiculous. I don't really think that I need to make a documentary about my life. I don't think that I'm important enough. I don't think ever. I've never really, even though, yes, this is my job. This is what I do for a living and this pays the bills. I don't think I take this seriously enough to say, oh, I think that thousands of people would want to read a book about me or watch a documentary about me. I'm not that pretentious. And it's hilarious because I go to the bookstore and I see all these books by YouTubers and none of them sell. I'm not even kidding you. Like, they're always in the bargain section. It still gets me. Last year, a year ago, I went to Target, and in the discounted section, a giant stack of PewDiePie's book, because no one bought it, because no one wants to read a fucking book by a Muppet. And it's sitting there, and I took a picture of it, alright, and PewDiePie commented, because he was so butthurt that his book is stupid, and only, you know, morons who watch his shit would even buy it. He commented on my Instagram post, saying, oh, Phil's just angry because he can't read. It's like the dumbest, stupid response. But that's what I mean. Like, these YouTubers think that they're important. And they're so over-important that they have to write books and shit. When in reality, they just fucking make stupid videos, and they should be happy that they make $1 doing it. And I would never over-presume myself to be so important that I would fucking want to write a book or make a documentary about my life, because I'm not important. I'm just a guy who made videos for YouTube and had fun doing it and enjoyed playing video games and wanted to share those experiences with the world. And that's it. That's it, folks. That's all it's about. So, no, I'm probably never going to be making a documentary about myself because I don't think I'm that important. All right? There you go. All right. So let's see here. Shout out to Captain K-Man, who did another 10-bit cheer. Shout out to Octoa, who did a 50-bit cheer, and he says, how will cheering and all that work during the event? Well, it's going to be basically the same as usual. I'm not required to disable cheering or anything like that during the event. All that can go on as business as usual. However, I'm not required to respond to anything. Like, for example, if I'm playing the game, all right, and, you know, there's a ton of cheers going on and so much that I can't even pay attention to the game, then obviously, you know, I'm not required to respond to every single one, you know. Right now, I'm not required to respond to any of them. The agreement that we have, that I give you guys verbal shout-outs for your cheers, subs, and tips, is just a thing that I do. There's no legal contract stating that I have to do it, all right? So during this event on Sunday, I would be very appreciative, obviously, of anyone who does cheer, sub, or tip. But if I'm playing this game constantly and I'm trying to focus on the game to make, try to see, oh, geez, look at these people interacting and how it's affecting the gameplay or whatever. You know, I'm not required to say, oh, someone did a 50 cent or a 50-bit cheer that says something about something that's completely unrelated. I don't have to read that one out or whatever, okay? So, yeah, I mean, obviously it's going to be at my discretion how it goes on Sunday. Shout out to Swallow My Nut. My God, this guy's still here. What a name. He did a 10-bit cheer, and he says, recipes to Gord Downey from the band Tragically Hip and John Dunsworth, both Canadian icons. Shout out to DSP Fan Dude, who resubscribed to the channel for the 7th month in a row. Thank you for the resub, DSP Fan Dude. Shout out to Captain DCW, who did an 88-bit cheer. He says, Phil, I'm here and watching while sick, ready to have fun and laugh my ass off. Well, I hope you enjoyed the stream. My stupid throat today, like I said, is acting up. But what it was is my post-nasal drip was really bad last night when I was sleeping. And I woke up and I'm like, ugh, this sucks. It happens sometimes. Some days I'm good. Some days it acts up, and it acted up last night, which really sucks. But what are you going to do? All right, shout out to Mr. 80s Guy, who did a 50-bit cheer. And he says, you are a very strong-minded person, Phil. Because of the amount of stuff that has happened to you, I admire that along with everyone else. Well, thank you for that notion, Mr. 80s Guy. Thank you for your support. I definitely appreciate it. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to begin with South Park: The Fractured Butthole gameplay for today. I hope you're excited. I hope you're excited. I'm excited. What else are they going to put into this game today? Boogers and cum? Ugh, who knows? We had a lot of that last night. Fallen 1570 did a 90-bit cheers as beware of spontaneous bootay appearing for this stream. Yeah, you don't know what he's talking about. You got to check out last night's South Park videos on DSPGaming, folks. That was something else. Let's put it that way. And now Swallow My Nut did a 10-bit cheer and said boogers and nut. Oh my god. Alright, we gotta start, folks. Enough of this. This is disgusting. Alright. By the way, Bent Boxer, I'm not sure if this is true, but he just said in the stream chat, bits are on sale. That you can get 500 bits for $3.50 when it used to be more than $5 for 500 bits. So, I don't know if that's a one-time deal or if it's a limited-time only thing in certain territories. I have no idea, but he brought it up, so if you were thinking of restocking on bits, now might be a good time. Okay? Airhead just did a 100-bit cheer and asked if I would marry them. I am flattered, but I must decline. I do not know you, and I would not commit to a marriage unless I knew the person and had engaged in a loving and sensual relationship with them over a period of time. So I'm sorry. Alright. Ouch. Thank you, everybody. It is now time to begin with South Park. Let's do this. Alright.